Hey guys, so finally I have my camera set up, I have my background set up, I'm no longer sick, so everything's working out so far, except for the 100 takes I've had to do so far. But I'm pretty excited to be filming since everything's been working out so far, so cross your fingers that this uploads properly. So unfortunately I do have some bad news channel-wise, and that is that Gabrielle has left the channel. She thinks it's more important to be taking care of her child, which we all agree on, and she won't be able to make as good quality videos as you guys have been requesting. So she feels it's just better if she leaves. But she will be working as a filler for us, and that should be exciting because I do enjoy her videos. So we'll just wait and see if we get a new person to fill in for her. But everything's happened just last night. We haven't had time to really discuss it or talk about it, so this is basically what I know so far. So basically what I'm going to be talking about today is piercing etiquette. I don't have much experience on tattoo etiquette just because I've only been tattooed by 4 different artists, although basically all these things do apply to both piercing and tattoo. Although I won't feel much comfort in giving you guys information on stuff I don't really know about. So, I am a piercer. I've worked with piercers. I have gone to a lot of piercers. I've pierced a lot of people. So basically this is just going to be like a first-hand opinion from a piercer. So the first thing I'm going to be discussing is doing your research. There is nothing dumber than to walk into a piercing not knowing anything. So basically that means research anything you possibly can on the modification you're getting. Whether that be healing, whether that be placement, whether that be jewelry. Whatever it is, you should look it up. A lot of people like to just get pierced and then ask their piercer what they should do. But basically you should know almost everything there is to know about this piercing or this modification you are getting. The second thing is to make sure that you can deal with the pain. Nothing is more annoying than to get to a shop, to sign a form, to have the piercer set everything up, and then to back out at the last minute. There's literally nothing more annoying. So please, if you're going to get modified, please make sure you can go through with the modification fully. Know that you're not going to be scared by it because there's nothing more annoying and there's nobody's time but the piercers that you're wasting if you decide to back out. Third thing is to find a shop. Finding a shop can be a little bit difficult. Basically, my honest answer is to go to as many shops as you possibly can, and to be very critical. A lot of times people will look through piercing books and say, he's done this, 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 and this. And although that may be well and good, I have seen piercing books where piercers have done crooked piercings. And they will put them in their books, and that alone should be a red flag to leave a shop. It's just ridiculous what I've seen in people's piercing books that some people will pass off as good quality. And it's basically like a cheat sheet on knowing how your piercing or your tattoo is going to turn out in the end. So please look at their past work and understand what this artist is capable of. Third is to question your artist. This does not mean to be annoying. This is because piercers are not perfect. There are a lot of videos online and there are a lot of piercers in person that make a lot of mistakes. So do be critical. If you feel that there is something off, tell him and have him correct it. Piercers, spoiler alert, are not doctors. A lot of people like to act all high and mighty about piercers as if they are doctors or as if they are in the medical field. But honestly, what a piercer basically is a person that was trained by another person on how to angle a needle, how to miss veins, and how to detect common or basic infection. So they are not qualified. Go to a doctor if you think that you have an infection. Although never remove the jewelry. For some reason doctors always do this, but never remove the jewelry because it literally will just trap the infection in your skin. Although do not go to a piercer asking if you have an infection just because it could be something extreme that the piercer doesn't know about, and or that the piercer is too embarrassed to tell you about. I've heard that happen before. I had a friend who got an infection. She went to the shop, and then she had MRSA. And then the artist didn't want to say she had MRSA, so he said, "You'll be fine, just clean it with sea salt." And yeah, that was bad. So please, go to a doctor, not a piercer, and please don't treat piercers as if they are doctors. Because I see this all the time, and it's just bad. Bad, bad, bad. Another thing is to never touch the piercing. It's almost instinctual that people want to poke and prod at their piercing, but please do not do it. When you are pierced, you have a open hole in your body, and your fingers, the air I'm breathing, everything is covered with germs. I'm setting off a bunch of germaphobes, but guess what? Everything is covered in germs. The world is made of germs, basically. So, when you touch and poke and prod at your piercing, you are basically touching, poking, and prodding with everything you've touched today. So please, please, please don't ever touch a piercing after it is done. Another thing under that same category is don't take a shower up to 4 hours after the piercing. Within 4 hours, it's been debated as to whether it's more or less, but within about 4 hours, your body is still an open wound. So please don't go into a shower because they are basically spraying bacteria from a metal hose in the wall onto your body and onto your open wound, and that's not good. So don't take showers within at least 4 hours of being pierced. Another thing is not to over clean your piercing. This is a common mistake that a lot of people do make with piercings. And what over cleaning really can affect you, because there's a lot of people that debate you can't over clean a piercing. But what over cleaning your piercing can do is it can train your body to perceive the piercing as a worse injury than it is. There have been people who have had piercings reject because of over cleaning, just because your body is like, wow, this thing keeps wiggling inside of me, this thing keeps being covered in cleaning product, so this obviously shouldn't be in my body. And that's what you're basically telling your body when you over clean it. Basically, all you need to do is take off the crust off the piercing, and then you're good. Leave it at that. Over cleaning your piercing can just cause so many problems that are unnecessary and uncalled for, and a lot of people mistaken them for infections when they could have been perfectly fine if they just dabbed down on it a little bit. You only really need to clean a piercing at least once or twice a day, no more, no less. But depending on how your body produces white blood cell fluid, which is crusties, you may need to clean more often than some. But it's always just good to have in mind you don't need to over clean your piercing, because it can cause a lot of health problems, and it can cause early stages of migration and rejection. So that is pretty much it. I covered this video quicker than I thought I would. So, love you guys. Bye.